Hello guys, in this video we are going to talk about some of the HTML tags that you can use to define the different parts of a web page. So we're going to talk about HTML layouts. I'm going to make another video where I will talk more about layout, HTML layout techniques, but in this video I'm simply going to present to you HTML elements that you can use to actually define the various parts of your web page when defining the layout of your web page. So first of all, let's start by saying that HTML layouts provide a way to arrange your web pages in a well-structured, well-mannered, and in responsive form. So we can say that HTML layout specifies a way in which your web pages can be arranged. And web page layout works with arrangement of visual elements of an HTML document. So a web page layout is also one of the most important part to keep in mind when creating your web pages, your website, so that your website can appear more modern and professional with a great look. What you can also note is that we can still use CSS or JavaScript frameworks for creating layouts for responsive and dynamic web pages. And so every website needs to have a specific layout to display content in a specific manner. So depending on the requirements of your website, you need to have a specific layout for that. As I said at the beginning, in this video, I'm going to show you some HTML5 elements which are used to define the different parts of a web page. So we're going to talk about the header elements, for example, the navigation, the section element, the article, aside, footer, details, and summary. So let's start with the header element. Okay, so we will say header like this. So, and I'm going to close that here. So this is going to be used as an element to create your header section of your web page. So the header section is going to contain the introductory content, like the heading element, the logo, maybe the icon for your web page. And for example, here we can say header, and inside a header, if we want to add some text, we can use the h1 tag here and say welcome to the HTML tutorial series, like this. So this is going to define your header, and we can add some styling. For example, if we can say that in the header here, we will say style attribute equals background color and 40 40 like this. Yeah, so we can say that we want its height to be 80 pixels, and maybe the width to be 100%, like this. Okay, so maybe we can still copy this style attribute here and apply it to the heading here, the text. As for this one, we can say that we don't want to use these CSS properties, but um, we want to set the color of the text to one, a white. We're gonna say text align center, maybe the padding top to 30 or 15 pixels. And then the last one will be the font size, like this, 25 pixels. Yeah, so now we have our header like this. Or maybe let me increase the padding top to 20 pixels like this. Yes. So this is the header, how you can create your header. The next element that we can talk about is going to be the nav element. So the nav element is going to be like a container for the main block of navigation links. It can contain links for the same page or for other web pages. And what we're going to see, like here, we were going to write nav and close that. So this is another element that you can use to actually lay out your web page. And inside the navigation, we can add some unordered list here, unordered as well. And inside we say li, li. Inside the list item, we can add an anchor tag like this. Close it. Let's say link 1. Copy, paste like this. Link 2, link 3. Yeah, so now you can work with your some CSS properties. For example, if you want to set this navigation links horizontally and all of that. That's not the purpose of the video. In the video, I just want to show you the links, the HTML elements that you can use to actually um, define the different parts of your web page. So on your web page, you can have a header, you can have a navigation bar where you will have your navigation menu. You can also have another element, which is the section element. So here we will say section like this. And in the section, the section element here is going to represent a separate section of a web page, which will contain related elements grouped together. So it can contain some text, some images, some tables, some videos, etc., etc. So like here, we say section and maybe have an H2, a heading here. We say H2, say introduction to HTML. Plus H2 like this. And then, as I said, you can have some text, some images, for example, if you want to add another text, that will be a paragraph. Like here, if we come and copy some text, and like this, copy, come back here, paste it down here. So on your web page, you can have a header, you can have a navigation bar, you can have a section, as I said, which is an element which is going to represent a separate section of a web page, and it can contain related elements grouped together and all of that. Another HTML element that we can have as part of our layout is going to be the article element. Okay, so let me come down here. See, article. So article element is going to contain a self-contained article, such as a big story or like an article. If you want to show that on your web page, you can use this particular element. Okay, like this. If you want to say article and maybe put some text inside. So in the article, you can have, you can choose to put it like this, or you can choose to have another H2 like this one, and maybe here have maybe the heading like this, and then use its text in your P tag, like paragraph like this, and then put the article down here. You can close it here. Yes. So this is going to be your article. Let's say that maybe for this one, for the navigation here, we can still have some style. So navigation, remove this. Maybe as for the color, we can say BC like this. Yeah. As for the section, can have some style as well. Can say that we want to keep the width to be 100%. But as for the background color, give it this particular color like this, and maybe add border 1 pixel solid black. Yes, and maybe for the article, we can copy this, apply some CSS here, like this. Change some background color for the article, like this. And say border 2 pixels solid black. Yes, so that's it for the article. What else can we add? What other element that we can use as a structure for our web page? That is going to be the aside element. So you say aside like this. So the aside element is going to define the aside content related to your primary content. Like the aside content must be related to the primary content. It can function as a sidebar, for example, for the main content of your web page. Okay, so like in the aside content here, maybe we can add some H2 information like this. Sidebar content, say H2, maybe P. Close that, and inside we can put some text like this. Yes, and then in the inside we can use the style attribute, and background color would be E6, E6, FA, semicolon like this. Yes, so now you have the aside here. And then the next thing that we can add maybe would be the footer element. So your web page can have a footer as well. So if you say footer like this, okay. So the footer element is going to define the footer for your web page or your HTML document. So it's mostly going to contain information about the copyright, maybe other links to other web pages, or maybe some information about the author of the web page and all of that. So here we can say inside the footer, this is a footer H3 like this. Then in the paragraph, we can just say this, copy right 2023, 2024, and then close the paragraph tag. Now if you come down here, so now you have this is a footer and all that. Yes, so the footer, as I was saying, the footer is used as an element to define the footer of a web page. So the footer can contain copyright information, other links, and all that. Another element to structure your web page is going to be the details element. So like if you say details here, that will be like this. So the details element is going to be used to add extra details about your web page, and you can use that to hide or show the details as per the requirement of your web page. Okay, so in the details here, we can use the summary of a web page. So it's also another element that you can use. Like for example, summary, can close that like this and say this is a summary like this. Click to show the details. Yeah, so now you can see this is a summary. Click to show the details. And then you can add a paragraph tag here, and maybe come down here, copy some text, put it in the paragraph. Yeah, so the details here, as I was saying, is going to be used to add some extra details about the web page and use it to hide or show details as per the requirements. And that's why we have this button. So now when you click, it will show you the paragraph that you have here. When you click, it hides it. Click again, it reveals the text as per the paragraph that you have specified in the code. And if we want to talk about the summary here, the summary element is used with the details element in a page. So it is used as a summary caption about the content of the detail element. So when you are using the summary, you always have to make sure that you're using together with the details element here. Okay. And we can also maybe just for fun, maybe in the footer here add some styling. Like we say style equals background color. We can apply this color 0 F8 FF, maybe width 100%, text align, center. Yeah, and then this is how the footer is going to show. You see that? And if you want to add some styling to the detail element as well, we can say style. And as for this one, we will simply add some background color, sharp F5 DEB 3 semicolon. And yeah, you have the detail here. So this is how it's going to show on the page. So guys, for this video, we are going to stop here. And as I was saying, I just wanted to talk to you about the 8 HTML elements that you can use to actually structure your pages, your web pages, that you can use to define the various parts of your web pages. We talked about the header, the navigation element, the section element, the article element, the aside element, the footer, the details, the summary, and all of that. So I just hope the video was informative enough. And if you still have questions, feel free to write in the comment section. I'm going to make the next video on HTML layout techniques. Okay, the various techniques that you can use to actually structure your web page in a modern manner for it to have, you know, a very professional look. So don't forget to like the video and to subscribe to this YouTube channel for more videos like this one. We will meet in our next video on HTML layout techniques.